No.
All right, and we are live. Hello,
Hey,
ladies
hey,
and gentlemen.
welcome.
We are live again, live from our studios and homes and stuff like that, you know? So, welcome to the Crypto Caverns Crypto Cave podcast. Today I'm joined by my colleagues Rufus and Phil, and I'm joined by James as well. James, can you tell a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. I am talking to Crypto Caverns about helping them out in some of their green initiatives and doing some of their kind of back office and accounting roles. My background is in oil and gas, where I worked for about 7 years and had some experience in purchasing power purchase agreements with some providers out in California and about greenifying our oil company back in the day. So I've been brought to crypto to see if I can help these guys in some of their initiatives.
All right, welcome, James. Nice to have you. Um, yeah, so what we usually do in a podcast like this is we start off with some looking at some charts. Phil is usually our designated charter, and let's see what he has in stock for us today. Let me see what kind of charts you brought us. You brought me a Bitcoin chart. Let's go there.
And I wish it was better news, but it looks like at least some chop for the midterm. And as you could see there, I drew a box from previous resistance levels of the all-time high. We've actually never tested a previous all-time high before after making a new one, right? Like at this part of the bear cycle. So to even be down this far, it's kind of uncharted territory for Bitcoin, at least. I know we're in some uncharted territory in the macro environment as well. This is the first time the Fed's ever been hiking rates, Bitcoin exception. So we'll have to see what happens. But at least here, it might get some more chop here, basically, for possibly quite a while. I don't know if we'll ever break lower. I mean, breaking a previous all-time high would be a pretty bearish event, I think, for Bitcoin and probably the whole sector.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I like that you always say Bitcoin always has to find a new low before it has to find a new high. But I'm not sure what's going to happen next here. But yeah, like you said, there's not been a lot of. I mean, there's not been a real recession around as well. So, that's going to play out interesting. Do you?
Yeah, we were born out of the end of the last one, so.
Yeah, yeah. Do you play the market a lot, James?
Yeah, options, equities. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on main, markets. Also on the crypto and altcoin, obviously as well.
All right, all right. Awesome. Let me see. Phil, you brought me another chart. Let's switch over to that one.
Yeah, I just posted a chart of the Dixie. The dollar's been on a tear, of course, as expected. But what's not shown on this chart is that it is at a level of previous resistance, but I wanted to zoom in because it still looks quite bullish. And so I guess I just wanted to add to the bad news.
Yeah. So, for us not knowing what is the Dixie?
It's the U.S. dollar currency index. It's dollar strength versus a weighted basket of other foreign currencies.
Mm-hmm.
And additionally, I would say like a higher dollar basically translates to a depression on gold, oil, other commodities. So, it's not uncommon that, we're having some pain in the crypto space.
Yeah, so far we've generally behaved like a commodity. I guess most people probably agree with that. So yeah, it makes sense. Everything that happens, that's happening right now, is making complete sense, unfortunately.
Any thoughts on this, Rufus?
Not really. I mean, we're. I'm interested on what Phil was saying, that Bitcoin has never broken a previous all-time high.
Yeah,
Does that go back all the way to 2011?
yeah. As far as I mean, it may have whipsawed like because there's a bubble around just like the first $1 bubble when it broke $1, and so like maybe on high volatility and low liquidity it whipped down there, but the past at least 3 bubbles, we've gone up and made new all-time highs, and we've come down 70%. But yeah, I mean, just looking at a chart real quick. We'll have Bitcoin right here.
Yeah, I mean, my charts
goes
only
back a
go
little
back
further.
to 2000 and
If you look on the BLX ticker, it'll take you back further. It's on TradingView. So the previous cycle lows was about 3,500, and the previous cycle high before that was 1,200. So quite a bit of difference there. Let's see, back again. Previous that cycle low was $168. Bought that low, and then the previous cycle high to that was $30.40. So again, quite a big difference there.
yeah, it's interesting.
What's interesting as well, Phil, is I like the I think 2 podcasts ago or 3 podcasts ago even you gave us some charts of some new altcoins, right?
Yeah, most of them aren't doing too well.
Oh, okay. But I thought the week after we talked, you were all hyped that they were doing good, right?
Yeah, they went up a bit. I sold a couple of them. I still have a couple of them. Because I bought them for different reasons. Some I bought based on the charts. Some I bought based on hype and things like that. So I actually still have the hype ones. But back to the Bitcoin chart. And this was actually what made me so solid on the idea that this was just like a half bubble, the one we were experiencing, and then we would chop out somewhere up in the highs to continue it somewhere, is because we hadn't gone up far enough to have a big buffer on the way down. If we came down where we did, then we would come down to where we are, which is unprecedented. So I just bet against that, essentially, and was wrong.
Yeah, so wasn't the second burst up, wasn't that a sign for that, what was the dead cat bounce just basically higher than the I don't know,
I mean, yeah, like obviously, I had sold myself on my own idea a little too hard that time. But it was. This is. I mean, it's not an unprecedented shape of a market cycle by any means, but it is unprecedented for Bitcoin to have not gone higher before coming down this. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I just viewed it as that was the initial bubble. There's always like an initial bubble up and a burst. And in this one, it just so happened that the initial bubble up was like really insane. I mean, and it was really just like 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks of insanity between April 25th and May 16th of 2021. It just was like up, down, down. And if you kind of omit those then it's actually, if you omit those 4 weeks, it's a very normal cycle. It was just there was like some insanity going on during that period. Anyways, that was the way I looked at it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. What's interesting as well, I think, in the news area, by the way, because since we're already past current charts for now, is that finally the Ethereum Foundation did their announcement for the merge 2 days ago.
Yeah. Nice
Uh,
timing, isn't it?
That took a little bit, you know. It almost took as long as
They didn't believe that the merge was happening themselves. They were just like, is it really happening, guys?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it says finality after 12 minutes.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, to be sure. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Somebody else can start this one.
I mean, it's going to be very interesting for all the other proof of work coins, right?
For sure. I found it interesting. I don't know if you caught it. But they are worried about the difficulty not getting hit really, and hash rate dropping off.
Oh, they're actually talking about that because I was thinking about that, you know, just a couple days ago. You know, a lot of people are probably going to switch over before it happens.
Yeah. So they've got a TTD override. It's down there on why is the estimated date for the TTD so broad.
Oh.
Apparently they've tested this TTD override on the whatever the Ropsten.
Oh, they overrid it on Ropsten?
Yeah.
Ropsten. So what happened there? Anybody know? Or
I believe there was well, that was the one that was attacked, right?
Yeah, the difficulty
yeah.
jumped so crazily that basically
They did an override on it, yeah.
But do they need to hard fork it to override it, or is it built into the code?
Yeah, I have not looked in. This announcement was just posted, and I have not looked into how they did that.
I mean, with this level of like hands-on with the centralization, like, I mean, can you even pretend? Like, it doesn't even matter what the consensus mechanism is at this point. Like, you know, okay, we've got this all set up to go down this way. Also, if it doesn't go down this way, we're just gonna, like, you know, flip this other switch. And I'm sure all of these were put through the very rigorous 24-step infographic decision-making process, right? You know, the community is involved in heavily.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in the end, it's gonna be forced down our throats anyway. So, but it's quite interesting that they're calling themselves decentralized nowadays with all the things that are happening. You know, with basically all the. I mean,
There's a security.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing as well, right? What's the news on that, Phil?
Oh, what? No, I mean it's not been ruled as such, but you know, I don't know. Maybe it should be revisited or something. I mean, the product's in production, so I guess it probably meets a lot of these tests. But yeah, I guess you hate to see it.
I guess time will tell. Yeah. Yeah, so what's this other news that Samsung is going to launch a cryptocurrency exchange? Did you guys see that? That was pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it when I can just trade natively on my phone, on my built-in hardware wallet, through my Samsung exchange. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, we got a Samsung boy over here?
I'm a lover. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. But their hardware is great. Everything they do is I'm a fan of, and yeah, this seems like a great next step.
Do they develop their hardware wallet a lot, or?
So their hardware wallet is not used as much as I would like it to be. So they don't do as much development on it. I mean, I guess I'm the only one who really uses it heavily. Looking at the App Store, I mean, what can you say? Crypto is crypto. People are always complaining about stupid things that they do. Oh, I lost my keys. Oh, this, oh, that. And it's complicated stuff, and people make mistakes, and yeah, it's not consumer level, unfortunately, in many ways. And that's not just a problem, of course, with Samsung, but the issue with the Samsung one is that there's a lot of consumers using it, and then they don't know what they're doing, unlike Treasure or something, where they're only getting sold to people that want and know about crypto.
Yeah, people who know what they're doing. But funny thing is, even with the Trezor, you see a lot of stories online about people who forget their PIN codes and never wrote down their recovery keys and stuff like that. And it brings a lot of tears to the market.
Yeah. Sending the wrong coin to the wrong addresses.
Oh, that happens so often. Yeah. People sending Polygon coins to Coinbase or Binance coin to Coinbase, stuff like that. It happens all the time. That's the problem with the that all of those, they don't have, they're all EVM coins, right? They're all Ethereum based addresses, so they can be exchanged and used on all kinds of different chains. And if the exchange doesn't support that, then you've basically just send your coins into a hole where it can't get out anymore, unless the exchange helps you out. But they don't really have to. It's your own fault. Have you ever lost any coins, James?
No, not that I know of. All money I've sent to and from other people have all been,
Double checked.
receipt.
Yeah. Always double check your what you're sending, where you're sending it to, stuff like that. Even Vitalik sends half an ETH before he sends the rest over.
Does he?
He does actually. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never do that. I mean.
Yeah, you just send thousands of dollars without checking it.
That's what I usually do, actually. I mean, I double check everything on the I make sure that we're talking about the right network, that everything is I've got the right address and everything. But once I've checked everything, then and you've confirmed, whoever I'm sending it to has confirmed that it's the right thing, then I send it. I really love the QR code addresses, though, because then I can just auto check it. Just scan it and confirm that that's the address on that chain, etc.
Does the QR code also show the chain where it's on? I've never seen that.
It doesn't show the chain, but let's say the QR code is
or it just says the coin.
Exactly. It'll just say it right there.
Like Bitcoin.
Yeah, or Ethereum or whatever, Polygon.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I when it's a small thing, I usually just send it, but when it's small, I sometimes send the small thing first. You don't want to get in trouble with a man-in-the-middle attack or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, transaction fees are so low. Why not?
That's true. That's true as well. At the moment, they're low. I remember back in the day when they were like $25 for Ethereum. That was
Or
wasn't my favorite time, and to have coins on ETH, especially DeFi. I had some coins stuck in DeFi, and it took me. I don't know. I think they're still there though. I just left them there. I couldn't be bothered to get them out because it was just too expensive to get them out at that point. I should check what's going on right now. Maybe get those coins out of DeFi, off
still
of
worth
the chain.
anything.
If they're still worth anything, yeah. I think they're actually still worth something. I bought into Woo. What's it called? Woo Exchange. Like
Yeah.
a long time ago. So that's still doing pretty okay. Anyway, do we have any other news? Oh yeah, I found this pretty interesting. So, just like Coinbase, Binance announced that it's going to suspend ETH deposits and withdrawals during the merge, which, it's kind of interesting because what can go wrong, right?
Yeah, the merge is supposed to be seamless, right? Not bother anyone. There's no issues.
There shouldn't be any issues. So, I mean, they tested it in 7 different test nets. So,
Yeah.
As much as I want to just keep throwing gas on the fire, the dumpster fire, pretty much every exchange does this ahead of every hard fork on every chain. It's it's standard operating procedure.
that's true. That's true. But
They didn't do that on most of the previous hard forks on Ethereum, the non-contentious ones.
I actually I'm not. I guess I don't trade on Binance, so I'm paying attention. Maybe they didn't. I actually don't recall hearing about it, so you might be right.
I mean, for instance, they certainly didn't do it when they forked out the difficulty bomb in June.
yeah, I think they don't do that with most smaller forks. But this is obviously their biggest fork ever.
Yeah.
They might be there might be some bumps on the road.
There was one back in 2016, I remember, that was pretty big, but yeah.
Yeah, 2016 was pretty big as well. I mean, EIP 1559 was also a little bit big, right?
I mean, it was a big deal, but I don't think that they did this for that. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
Ethereum, you got a nice centralized security.
Yeah. So
Anyways.
what coins do you like to trade, James?
I've got some bags in Solana, ETH, obviously. I don't have any BTC right now. What else do I have? I'd have to pull it up. It's been a little while. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, don't look at your Solana holdings. It'll be bad.
Let's see. Da-da-da. Yeah, I've got some Polkadot, Cardano, just the big names. I haven't strayed, at least in this moment, to any kind of the, lower 50 of the top 100 kind of coins. So
Just-
I'm kind of just in the big names.
Just playing it out a little bit as well and waiting for another low, or just a little bit on the fence on that currently.
I think I'm waiting for another low. Yeah, another swing low. Going back to articles, I saw how I guess some of these people who have the Bored Apes and the CryptoPunk NFTs are all, or some of them who got caught loans against them are now looking at these loans getting called back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, all that kind of excess supply, or, for that matter as well, the Mt. Gox coins kind of getting onto the market, I'm thinking there might be another bit of a downswell in the broad market as well, too, not just crypto. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and also, what happens with the locked Ethereum? It's going to unlock in 3 months, right? After the merge, is it? I thought I read something about
Heard
that.
that.
I might have just dreamt
Last
that.
I
So
read, there's currently no. It's at a future upgrade. Is the last I've read.
okay, at a future upgrade. Okay, I might have just dreamt that. Then that sometimes happens as well. I dreamt tonight that I missed my flight, and I woke up pretty distressed. So yeah, sometimes crypto siphons into my dreams, so I wouldn't recommend it.
It's a 24/7 market, Jacob.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
To fully experience it, you gotta
You gotta dream about it. You gotta get some more crashes in your dreams.
exactly. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. Talking about crashes, swapping, and ETH merges. Did you see this? A lot of big names in ETH apparently are moving over their coins into Bitcoin.
Interesting.
Um,
I wonder why on earth they would be doing that.
Yeah.
What are the big names?
So I think they are, Valkyrie Investments, but also some bigger whale accounts I saw were actually sending over their ETH to exchanges currently, and probably just swapping it out for some other coins or holding it on an exchange for the upcoming bumpy ride with volatility is going to be crazy probably around the time of the merge. So there's probably money to be made and money to be lost by others. So yeah.
I mean, I do think that there will be forks. At least there's going to be the one. And forks are, potential value add scenarios. So I like the idea of holding ETH into the merge myself, but especially given the fact that emissions go to zero. I know that's kind of counterintuitive given my general stance on the merge, but I do think that they'll make it through it.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen whether if we like it or not. There might be some bumps, but it's going to
I
happen.
like
Yeah.
the way they're executing it, but I think that they'll work out whatever kinks in the road, and it'll go through. And on the other side, you'll have no emissions going forward. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any articles this week
I think
that
there.
I thought were really interesting. I mean, there were some rumors about various about the NVIDIA kind of hinting at them possibly releasing the 4000 series in September, but it's just a rumor. I don't know. They're
I wonder
They
if
haven't really
that's something
announcement.
that they would delay if if the merge happens and the GPU markets are low.
I mean, the
think they
GPU
delay their
markets will
launch.
be flooded, and they had a horrible quarter on the last one already, and yeah, I mean, they know it's going to be bad. I think they're trying to get a little excitement and whatnot, and survivability.
Yeah, yeah. So
4000 series is coming at some point. I don't know what they can do to make things better. I mean, I don't think moving release dates around will make things better. And, even if this stuff takes a long time to get manufactured, etc. So it's going to come out.
you don't want to have
Around when
it
it's
collecting dust in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah,
that
they're not-
that also costs you money.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. In the end, you wanna You don't want the markets to be flooded with GPUs. So my best bet is still that NVIDIA and ATI are basically gonna try to flood, pump up the price, make sure that GPU mining will succeed.
I mean,
Because
they really should be more involved in the GPU mining kind of ecosystem than they are.
well, but I mean, if they do, they're gonna have troubles with the gamers, right? Because the gamers don't like it that they're.
I mean, there's enough. They can produce enough GPUs for everybody.
That's
if they-
true. That's true. But I don't think that gamers like to hear the fact that Nvidia works with miners, even though some manufacturers obviously do. But
Nvidia's been producing mining cards for a long time.
that's true. That's true. But those are basically cards that weren't good for consumer market, right? Or
No, they're yeah. I mean, they can't be used for gaming. Really,
Mhm.
you can't plug a monitor into them. That's the issue. They're just cards that don't have ports. And yeah, I mean, they're the same cards as like the P106 is just a 1060 that doesn't have any ports.
You send me a chart for Nvidia, Phil.
Oh yeah, since we were talking about them, they're also looking, post toppy there, so and maybe have a little bounce lining up for them, but otherwise they're not looking so hot either.
I mean,
line up with the rest of the crypto sector.
but I mean,
they
isn't
do
that
lots of
the whole
things.
tech sector at this point? I mean, James, you probably look at charts from the stock market a lot more than we do, but I think the tech sector's had a lot of hits as well, right?
For sure, for sure. I mean, I don't know if you can see on the screen yet. It's down. Nvidia down 7-8% today. I mean, it's just been brutal the last couple of months. And so you kind of really wonder where is the end of the pain? What's going to kind of trigger
Where
the next?
Yeah, where's the
Yeah.
bottom? I mean, usually when you see something like this, a real bubble trend, you see it go down and then it'll go down and then correct itself again, right?
Good. I mean, they still
usually,
make obscene amounts of cash.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I heard this one time. They were saying like all these chip companies basically turn sand into gold, and it's it's silicon. So it's a pretty good business if you're in it and you make great chips. But there's lots of competition, lots of supplies about to come online in the next couple of years in the U.S. The U.S. has started bringing a lot of chip manufacturing back. So.
But
It's
is there a
definitely
lot of
very-
competition though? Because I thought that there were only three big players left in the chip making competition, right?
Well, and by year 3, what are you saying?
What was the list, Rufus?
I
You
mean, so there are different levels that we're talking about. There's the design, which is the NVIDIA's, AMD's, Intel's, and then there's the actual manufacturing of the chips, which is your Taiwan Semiconductors, Samsung. I mean, that's pretty much it. Intel, a bit, but it's Taiwan Semiconductor and Samsung, really. And there's not really any competition. But I that's not actually true. It's just there was tons of competition, and the competition just gets eaten out of the market. It's a highly competitive market that is consolidating, but if either of the players is at all weak, it becomes the other one just takes over completely. If Taiwan Semiconductor ever has a chink, Samsung is going to dominate that. And if, as we've seen already, Taiwan Semiconductor is dominating right now because Samsung failed one batch like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a competitive market without competition, so to say.
so do you think the bringing of chip manufacturing back to the US is going to bring some new competition, or is it just
I mean, first of all, it's Intel, Samsung, and Taiwan Semiconductor that are doing it. And I don't think that the U.S. plants, even if they open on time at the scales that they're proposed at, they're going to reflect a very small amount of the overall market. And I really don't think that I'll be surprised if they even open, honestly. The infrastructure isn't really there. You have to have really specialized infrastructure for these plants. Like they eat up tons of water constantly. You need to be able to pump that through on the level of like an entire city. And there's all sorts of other issues. Yeah, I mean, Taiwan and South Korea have set up giant industrial zones, especially for this industry, because of that. America we don't usually have the wherewithal in our government and in our system to do these things. I'll be surprised, even on a state level. I'll be surprised.
I think
Particularly
I think as
Arizona,
I think
with
as
that
well
kind
as
of water usage.
do you think there's also an issue with like work ethic in the Western world? For example, if you were to place one of these factories near a large cache of water, but you wouldn't be able to, there's no people nearby, it's going to be a very expensive operation, right?
Well, so there's an issue in the education, is the bigger issue, I think, because America does not have the engineers needed to run these facilities, and
You think they will import them?
well, we passed the CHIPS Act, which gives us the money for the infrastructure theoretically, but we don't have any rules yet making it easier to bring in the talent. And that's really what they need to do is open up immigration more. Let these companies and basically anyone who's got an engineering degree should be allowed in this country, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be highly contentious and unpopular when they start saying, okay, we're going to open up the plants. We got to import. They're going to be run by a bunch of Chinese and Koreans. Those are who are going to get these jobs. That's going to get people pretty riled up in this country.
Yeah, we had that as well. We had that as well with because I mean, not all viewers know this, but I'm from Europe, so we've had some influxes of refugees left and right, be it African refugees or refugees from Ukraine. Currently, we have a big influx of Ukrainian refugees, and a lot of people are against refugees coming to their towns. But in the end, what happens is what you see is the local economy actually goes up when these people arrive. And
Absolutely.
people start
Boom.
taking low-end jobs there, and they want to make something of their life, and in the end, the local economy just booms.
Yeah.
And in the end, most people are pretty happy about it. But that's also something you see currently is the Western world is basically people aren't getting enough children anymore and stuff like that. You know, you see it in Korea. I think the birth rate is 0.8. It's just going down and down and down, and you know, people.
Really?
If people
Italy
don't get
and
born, you
Canada.
don't. It's gonna bring a lot of economic distress with it.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what we really need the engineers. And it takes a really, really, you know, high end engineer to, you need all these material engineers, all these, obviously semiconductor design stuff, it's
Sorry to interrupt. Elizabeth.
PhDs.
Yeah, I caught a good hour show or something about, you know, the Phoenix and the greater Phoenix area, about all the tech that's going into it. Intel, I was just pulling it up. So Intel is building their campus there. You have an ASML kind of big plant there as well. Qualcomm, Raytheon, Boeing. That's not really so much chips, but they're calling
Those
it.
are chip consumers. Those are massive chip consumers. Qualcomm, Raytheon, Boeing, all of them are giant consumers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You get all these synergies. The Intel, maybe maybe the people working at the actual chip fab are going to be from outside the country, but they're supplying those chips to all of those companies you just mentioned that are run and are you know, completely basically Americans, and that's where the benefits to America come in. It all of a sudden they're being able to source their chips directly from next door rather than having to import it all the way across the ocean. That's going to be huge, especially if there's ever some sort of, you know, God forbid, war or anything like that. Being able to domestically produce these chips is a very big deal, geopolitically speaking.
Yeah, yeah. I think we went through our news items for a bit. I have one last one, which I found interesting. Yeah, it's about a guy in India who got kidnapped and
Oh, yeah.
lost
The,
his Bitcoin.
The wrench attack, famous wrench attack.
Yeah, he had 8 Bitcoin, and he got he got kidnapped for it.
And
Which,
this is, you know, right as they're trying to ban privacy coins and whatnot. You know, what can you say? Like, right here is why we need privacy coins, is why they're so important.
Yeah, you can see in someone's wallet how much coins he has. You know, if you if I send you some coins, I can keep an eye on that wallet, and I'll know how much money you have.
Exactly. Privacy is important. It's valuable.
So is self-defense.
Yes. I'm not sure exactly how much self-defense. You know, there's a point at which it's not easy to defend oneself, but you know, we've got that army of
A lot of guys.
we've got an army of taxmen, right? No, in America, coming after our coins. Yeah. Anyways, I was just trying to make a joke about the fact that we've got all these armed people with the IRS now.
You've got
If you sent me to knock on somebody's door as a tax collector, I would probably want something too. But that's they don't look all too threatening.
You know.
they're giving tax collectors guns nowadays.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
big deal here in America. We've got they've like expanded the budget of the IRS a bunch, and the IRS decided to use that budget to buy a bunch of guns and give them to disabled people. And
That's actually been a headline my whole life. They've been buying guns and ammo every few years. You'll see the headline, they buy a bunch. I don't know. It seems to just be a regular thing for them.
no, if you're a tax man, you gotta be well armed. Uh, Armed tax collectors go back, I believe, thousands of years. I don't know. You can check my check up on the history of that, but
Yeah.
not that.
Should they also arm the post office guys? You know, because what if the dog is armed, right?
I mean, dogs should be armed. The dogs need to be
Post
armed.
office guy isn't there to get anything from you.
Did you see that? Did you guys see that video about that Russian robot with a rocket launcher attached to it?
No.
There was this promo of the of a Russian war robot, and it was I'll show it to you guys.
Yeah.
So it was a robot dog with a rocket launcher attached, and so that
You
was
missed the other. He's dressed as a ninja.
yeah. So the funny thing is, the reason they dressed him up like a ninja is that so that people wouldn't figure out that this robot was actually bought for $3,500 on AliExpress. In the end, they
You have to beat 3 of them before you can get to the final boss.
probably, yeah. You just come barging in Putin's big fortress, and there's 3 of them. It's like, damn.
And you get to fight him on the bear, and then he gets off the bear and gets a little bit bigger, flashes red a few times.
Oh yeah. He does some. He becomes a little bit buffer. Grabs 2 AKs.
Pops out of his shirt.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun game.
Yeah. It could be an interesting game. Way to get banned in Russia. I mean, yeah.
Is that something that people worry about, getting banned in Russia?
I mean, not anymore, I guess.
Everyone's banned in Russia.
Except Bitcoin mining. You can still mine Bitcoin there.
They kind of vacillate on that, actually. Sometimes it's encouraged, sometimes it's like, oh, we're gonna just steal your mines, and sometimes it's I guess that's just Russia, everything is just, we're gonna steal it now. Thank you.
This is now government property. Thank you.
Yep.
I mean, it happens in a
Great way
lot
to
of countries, though.
encourage
Sorry, Phil. What was your last?
Sounds like a great way to encourage growth.
Yeah. It'll keep everybody happy, especially the people at the top. All right, guys. I think that's.
It's going to be a short episode, I think, this time.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of new news. I mean, the ETH announcement is what it is. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was great because they actually published everything before they made an announcement about it. And then they make an announcement at the last minute on it. What can you say? I don't know. So that was the big news. But we all already knew it. So
Yeah. And I think what's interesting as well for our customers, it's just going to mean that we're going to switch over to some other coins. And I made a little video about that, so I'll be posting that in the channel soon as well.
we are also going to be adding Bitcoin.
Yes.
We're going to have Bitcoin ASICs coming soon.
Yes, we'll be adding Bitcoin ASICs to the mix. So that's going to be interesting as well. So keep an eye out for that.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, I know that some of our longtime followers may hate me for it, as I have previously said many bad things about A6, but you know, what can I say? We gotta do what we gotta do. What going into this merge, keep people happy, and
I mean, people
seems
keep
like for a
asking
little
us
while.
for them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we
Yeah, we
got
do get
asked
a lot
a
of-
bunch of times at Disrupt, so I think people want the the service we offer just
Yeah.
on different equipment. So we're happy to give some.
The thing is, if there's a certain market to catch, then I think we should just go for that. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you, James. Thank you for being with us. You know, thanks for hanging
next
out.
time we gotta force James to talk more.
I'll get some articles on deck. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Rufus, Phil, James, thank you very much. And
care,
we'll
guys.
see you guys
See you
next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, we need to say that in the beginning.
Yes.